I was asked this week, as I'm asked almost every year around this time when Jews, millions of Jews, commemorate the Yom HaShoah and think about the Holocaust and its lessons. I was asked what I think the lessons of the Holocaust are. And I was online this week just looking around, and I chanced upon a clip of a Jew speaking about the Holocaust and talking about Israel and the lessons of the Holocaust. And he said that the lessons for the Jewish people and for Israel is that we should never allow ourselves to become like the Nazis. We have to treat other human beings. And this is the great lesson for this man that Israel had to learn from the Holocaust. And I have to tell you, I was terribly upset about this, because for us Jews, we have a history of 3,500 years of nationhood, and Israel in its modern state, in its modern day of 75 years, we have been a people that we don't know how to become Nazis. That's not the lesson for us. We never mistreated anyone this way. We don't know what it means to be like that. That is the last lesson that we have to learn from the Holocaust. If anyone has to learn that lesson, it's the second and third generation of Germans whose grandparents have slaughtered 6 million Jews and so many millions of others. They have to look back and learn the lessons that the next generation should never resort to becoming like the Nazis, like the past generations of Germans. For us Jews and Israel, the lessons are a very, very different one. We don't know how to be Nazis. What we have to learn from the Holocaust is never to be the victims of such an atrocity again. When we look at Israel, Israel has to be strong. Israel has to be steadfast in its determinations, in its belief, why we're in Israel, why Israel is the Jewish land, and why we need a Jewish land where Jews can be safe and never rely on the world again. We're asked all the time, this one makes guarantees, America guarantees, and the UN guarantees, and this one, and we have to say very, very loud and clear. Unfortunately, after what we've seen in the 1940s, we can no longer ever trust anyone else for our security. Israel has to be very strong and very determined, and that's the main lesson that we have to learn from the Holocaust, is never to trust anyone else with our own security, and never to allow ourselves to be the victims of such atrocities again. Israel must stand strong. Israel must be strong. Israel can never compromise its security, never take risks for peace. That never works. It never will work. It never ever worked. And we have to be steadfast, very strong in that lesson. That, my friends, is the lesson of the Holocaust. That, my friends, is the lesson of the Memorial Day that is coming this week for the dear holy soldiers that lost their life protecting the land of Israel and everything we believe in. And that's the lesson for Israel in general. God gave us our country back in 1948 after the Second World War with the hope, and we hope, that we will never ever again have to be treated the way we were then. And throughout history, we have our place. We have our land, thank God, in miraculous fashion. We were given this land. We have to hold it. We have to hold tight to it. We have to cherish it, every inch of it, never surrender 1 inch of the land of Israel, because that will only risk our security. And unfortunately, we learned in the Holocaust that when it comes to Jewish security, there's no one to rely on other than God, through the agency of a good, strong military for Israel, and that's it. Nazis, not to become Nazis, that the Germans have to learn, that the Europeans have to learn, that those that became Nazis the first time have to learn how to never become a Nazi again. The Jews, we don't know how to become Nazis. That's not our problem. No one should ever lecture Jews on how not to become Nazis. It's not in our DNA. We never were, and we never will be. The land of Israel and the military of Israel is the most moral, humane military ever. It's in my opinion, sometimes to a fault. We bend over backwards, sometimes too much to protect others. But one thing is for sure, no one can lecture us about how not to become cruel. That is not the lesson that the Jews have to learn from the 1940s and the Holocaust. May we never ever have that again. May we merit that Mashiach should come quickly, and Mashiach should be the leader of Israel, and then everything will be fine. The whole world will serve God and understand the importance of Israel, and let that day come today. Shabbat Shalom.